As our first hour in practice, I realized the in my practice, I saw the walking meditation in a monastery, and I heard the sounds of reminder for the walking meditations. However, I just put it down and go back to the practice. Recently, I am living in this area, only me doing this practice of Patra Zen. I have no one over here to help me. However, I have the Zoom to talk to everybody in the temple, and this recent day, I make a strong vow that no matter what times, what situations, when I go into work, when I'm doing the job at home, I still need to go back to the practice. And previously, I always had the mind to go back to the monastery to practice. However, that thinking is also interference from my practice. Even when I when I went back to the monastery in practice, I still had some problem with the people living over there, or some people who don't know about the practice. And even in the monastery, I still have the challenges like that. And when I went home, I still having these challenges. However, I still go back to the practice. And in the recent days, I had made a vow to do the practice in all situations, all circumstances, anywhere, anytime. And I want to train myself as I practice and make a practice like a breath, a necessary to breathe, and use that just like my breath. I need to breathe in order to live. And that is my thinking recently. Could you help me with this? So our life is always have something to ask for, something that we achieve, and something that we fear of. And when we do the practice, we will see this problem. And the more we practice, the more we can see the challenges surrounding us. And if we don't have the practice, it's easy for us to go back to that normal life. And the practice of asking questions, raising doubt, helping us to keep on practicing and keep our vows. We need to have a schedule, a fixed schedule, in order to gain this mind. It's just like your patient listen to a doctor prescriptions and taking the medications accordingly. And if we take the medications with the proper dose, proper prescriptions, as the doctor said, then your disease will get better. We need to follow that advice from the doctor and always talk to the doctor if you have anything going on, any changes of your health. So the doctor can adjust the doses, adjust your prescriptions. So just like our practice, this is dealing with the problem with the circle of birth and death. It's not only for this life, but it's many previous lives before already. And that's why we need to be very careful. We need to talk to our Dharma friends, our wise men, in order to go on the right path. We need to take the right Dharma. We have the Sangha to help us to detach ourselves from all those thinkings. Just because we always have those discriminations or those dualistic mind right now, we always have those habits that interfere with our practice. When we have a thinking that we don't need to rely on anybody, we just need to practice, that is an attachment to a thinking already. It doesn't matter near or far. If we believe in a right Dharma, we have the schedule to stick to, then we just follow that schedule. Don't attach yourself to the thinking. We don't need to ask for anything. We don't need to achieve anything. When we don't have any of those, then we're not fearing of anything. And when we detach ourselves from all those thinkings, then we can walk toward that goal. That's why we always have the reminder that we need to go back to our practice, asking questions, raising doubt, and always detach ourselves from everything that's going on in the mind, even the peaceful mind or the quiet mind that we achieve. We need to detach ourselves from those even. Just like the Buddha remind Vanto Shalai to, if you keeping that quiet mind without any thinking at all, that is also the creation of this mind. That's still the illusion of this mind. That's why we need to detach ourselves from all of those going on in our mind, all those realms in our mind, and anything that we attach to, which means we still not going on the right path. Even we need to go back to our practice. However, if you have the attachment to that practice, like the Buddha said, anything that you attach to, even that the words from the Buddha, that is going on the wrong path. But if you go in a way, turn your back on the Buddha teaching, that is also going on the wrong path. When you have still the discrimination in your mind, and that is the attachment still that you had. And when you rely yourself to the three tools of Buddhism, you doesn't mean that you attach yourself to them, but you use their words to remind us to go back to the Buddha nature. So that's why we need to keep on asking the questions and go back to the doubt. Just like the sutra said that the meditation is our food and our practice is our happiness. Is that understandable? Yes. Thank you for your words. Tỷ, go ahead.